So the next project presenting is presented by Raul, from the Diva team. So I mentioned that one of the goals is that we create the most decentralized network, and for this, like, there is some sort of, like, I would say, user experience trade-off. Actually, I'm also quite happy that Ivan's here from Lido. And I just want to say, like, I personally also use Lido on Ethereum. So, and there are reasons why you want to use it. So I mentioned there are, like, market forces which also drive to adoption to the most, let's say, profitable liquid staking, and that is definitely Lido. It's like Lido is the only liquid staking token which can be used in Maker and Aave, and so there's a big, like, network effect around Lido, which leads then to some centralization, of course. And I know Lido is also working on trying to, again, go the other direction. Now, with Diva, we have also very interesting, like, liquid staking protocol, which tries to be permissionless. So that's kind of permissionless in the sense, like, anyone can join the network to become, like, a staking staking provider or validator. And so thank you for coming, Raul, and excited to have you.
Thanks to you, Stefan. And well, first, maybe before I start with the presentation, I will say why Gnosis. And I think, Stefan, I'm going to steal your pitch for the next pitch that I'm going to make, because, I mean, it's the ideas that you just mentioned when you were referring to Gnosis chain is exactly what we stand for. So we want Ethereum to become more decentralized. And the reason why we started Diva is just precisely for that, because we wanted something like Gnosis chain. And actually, we never thought about Gnosis chain as kind of, I don't know, contradictory with Ethereum, something like that. It's something totally complementary, and actually we'll be deploying Gnosis chains first. I'm glad to have Lido here, so I'm going to speak a lot about you. Man, I mean, you are the, I mean, you're obviously the one we are following. So, okay, so we thought about liquid staking, about the current state of Ethereum, and we thought, okay, there is a business to be made here. Obviously, there is a sort of a new economy set up, as Lido show us. And so we thought, okay, what can we do about it? And we look at the current ecosystem, how it is, and the options that you have is you can become a sole validator if you have 32 ETH, and that is fine. If you want to do that, please use Dapnode. We are a sort of a spin-off of Dapnode, so I highly recommend that. You always can use a SEX, but actually that means that you are going through the decentralized way, and you can go through the liquid staking. Lido are the leaders of there, and obviously they are following by Rocket Pool. Now Frax is trying to implement a new solution, and these are mostly the options that you have right now. But the issue here, as Stefan was mentioning, is that success leads to centralization. So what we are seeing is that Lido, for better or worse, is taking a lot of the stake, and everything that comes below Lido are centralized exchanges. So it isn't really the ethos or the vision of Ethereum. I mean, I think even the guys of Lido will agree with me. And also, the one issue that you have when you analyze the current solutions on the liquid staking side is that Lido, although they are trying to become more decentralized every day, as of now, they rely in 29 operators, which are KYC'd and are kind of trusted parties. So it's not really trustless. It's not an open network. And Rocket Pool, you need 16 ETH. Okay, way better than 32 ETH. But at the end of the day, it's still a high amount in most of the world. And also their architecture still relies on certain centralization somehow. So there are trusted parties who are holding the keys, the validation keys. So we're thinking, how can we improve this? Actually, I mean, we cannot change Ethereum, but we can try to make it better. So, what is Diva? Diva is not Maria Carey in this case. It stands for distributed validation, which is what we're aiming to do. I always like to see this on the in two sides, and well, I think I jumped one. This one. And funny enough, everybody's kind of thinking on, do you like the success? Everybody's thinking on, okay, let's go for the liquidity staking side. You see Frax, you see everyone, and everybody's thinking about the economics. Everybody's focusing on, let's improve liquidity staking a little bit more. And Lido has already do that work perfectly. And if you want to stake on a liquidity staking platform and you don't care about anything else, go to Lido. I mean, they are the leaders. But we're thinking, okay, there is a big part that is not really being approached, which is the validation side. And this is the part that really excites us. And this is the part where we are really innovating. We want to run a node and to validate Ethereum as easy as staking in Lido. This is our main goal here. What are the main differences with the competition or with everyone that is out there? Okay, you can see this, everything is more or less the same, but what is really relevant and what we have achieved at what we are really unique is here. In all the solutions that you can see here, there is no node redundancy. So our system is more resilient and actually is, I would say, better than the rest in this part. How we do it? We use the centralized key generation. I mean, DKG. It's like a system that some middlewares like Oval or SSB are using right now. But the difference is, for example, with Oval, they are using the Ethereum Foundation specification, and they use a way of consensus, which tends to latency. And we have created our own kind of a specification. We spoke with the guys of Ethereum Foundation, actually, and we are running kind of running leadership somehow, so we are jumping on the consensus side somehow. So we are eliminating the latency, which is a little bit relevant. Okay. Again, coming back to the point that I was referring before, the most relevant part, at least to us, is not just the liquidity staking side. Okay, that is extremely important, obviously, and if you want to compete with Lido, you need that. But I think what we are bringing new to the table is on the operator side. Okay, this is magician never reveals his trick, or it's something that, okay, this is missing. You all have to trust me here. I was trying to explain here a little bit how it works. Basically, you deposit on the smart contract, and we create kind of a layer 2 of validators, under which, in a peer-to-peer fashion, the validators come together with a split of the key, and they kind of come together and sign on a regular basis. A little bit more of the architecture for all of you that are a little bit more technical, so you can understand a little bit better how this works. Again, some of the positive things that we are bringing over the table. Basically, if you compare with everything that is out there, we are being the most decentralized solution. We are over the top, I say, just a little bit below of being a solo staker. We are aiming to, that people, I mean, solo staking is a little bit complicated because you have to be aware of, I don't know, if there is a shortcut on electricity, you always have to be aware of what is going to happen with your node. So migrating your solo staking platform to a platform as ours will give you a lot of peace of mind. And again, nothing is going to happen if some of our nodes fails somehow. We got a higher threshold. So if, let's say, 3 out of 10 fails, nothing is going to happen. Nobody's going to get slashed. So, what else? Sorry, Lido, but this is the risk. I mean, obviously centralization, we all know this. I'm not saying it in a controversial or contrarian way, just stating the facts. And again, this is kind of, I still have spoken with Stefan before because, I mean, he's putting the map of Gnosis chain and actually is what we want to achieve. I mean, this is the issue. I mean, we like this map to be all blue and everybody everywhere around the world having a validator, a set of validator nodes. Again, this is not, as Stefan was pointing out before, this is not just a matter of, okay, I believe in decentralization and everything. It makes a more resilient architecture, and avoiding centralization is better for everyone at the end of the day. If you are, at the end of the day, I think if we are here and we have ended up in this ecosystem somehow, is because one way or the other, we believe in decentralization and that decentralized networks are more resilient. So, again, it's what we are trying to achieve. I think, well, that's it. And as the presentation is a little bit short, what I want to do, can I, Carolina, is a little bit how it looks like to become an operator in Diva. So, if it's as easy as you go to your dApp node, you plug in your dApp node, and after that, you go to Diva. Yep. You can do it even yourself because it's just a click. You set up, welcome. I want to set up a node. Oh, maybe it's not going to work, but what the fuck? Okay. You continue. What? Sorry, I jumped to the wallet. Give me a sec. Can you go back? Thank you. Well, this always happens with the demos. Never work. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. As you're jumping in, set up a new node. Register node. You are done. And this will be your dashboard, basically. So you'll have your signage here, and everything's done. You have become an operator. And pretty much that's it. Thank you, everyone. Everybody can ask whatever you want, but Lido. No, whatever. Yes, we are. No, actually, yes. I mean, yeah, sure. Obviously, yep.
I don't know if there's a microphone, maybe you can repeat.
Yep.
Who's the block proposer, or do you provide?
Yeah, the block proposer actually, we have operators and signers. The operators, operators and validators. The operators, each operator is a full node, and it rotates. Instead of being like oval that you have the consensus and you have to achieve that consensus in order to propose, we have algorithm system of rotation. So we choose a leader with a subset of validators. Yes, I mean, the only issue here is that we cannot enforce people not to use MEBoost, and using MEBoost is, I mean, it's more profitable, so.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Raul. One more question. You mentioned that you can compete more on the fee level, right? Like in the slide comparison, you showed like you can charge less fees. How is this possible, given that I feel like running your own like hardware, buying your own hardware, running your hardware at home, might be actually more costly than having like massive data centers, which can have an economy of scale. How do you think, yeah, how is that possible?
Yes, it's actually due to the composition of the fees. When you become an operator, you can have multiple signers. We are requesting collateral for each one of the signers due to security reasons, obviously, but that threshold is being reduced due to the number of signers in order to incentivize you to have more number of signers. So what you are getting is an implicit leverage, because the more I reduce your collateral, the more capital efficient your money becomes. It's for that, because we can compete on fees, actually. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Raul.